What was I doing? Super glue. Primed. Costco rotisserie primed. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, spicy.
Case in point, I can get 3 letter-sized sheets.
Well, you can go out and spend $30 on a sieve for the rots, the rotifers. Or if you have some plumbing lying around, or maybe you could even use some containers, cut off the end of it, and then you've got yourself a nice little cylinder. There's several things that you can do. You just have a lid and you cut out a hole. Then all you have to spend is $10 on some 50 micron or 43 micron filter that you can make hundreds, well, tens of, maybe hundreds of sieves. Share them with your local reefers, charge them each a nickel, and you'll make your 10 bucks back. What I've seen on the net, you want a container, you want to scoop up the water out of the rotifer bucket, and then you want to filter it through here. And it's kind of nice, so if I just put it on over the top, then that's kind of like the brine shrimp sieve. And then you can just drain this in the tank and it's going to be fine. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it that I've seen people do, they've sandwiched the sieve material in between here. And the ones that you buy on the internet, that's the way it is. And then you have yourself a little container on both sides. So if you need the smaller container to wash with clean water to wash the rots through there, that's one way to do it. I'm going to use hot glue. I don't know if people use hot glue. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, hot glue is not the way to do it. Let's turn this thing off. I should just use super glue. Fraggin' super glue. And we'll sandwich it in there. Yeah, I think the super glue is what's going to work. So let's see. Wow, this thing is huge. I did not think it was going to be this big. Pretty cool. This one is 50 micron. Hopefully it's small enough to catch the little rots, the little rotifers. So we just need to make sure we cut it big enough. We don't want it too small. We can trim it up afterwards. And I probably will. I have a lot of this plumbing stuff, so I'll probably cut a few and just give them out to people so they don't have to spend 30 bucks on a sieve. That's kind of ridiculous. I don't understand this hobby. I do. Greed is what it is. Greed. There is a lot of greed in this hobby. And then boom, you have your sieve. That's it. That simple. I'll probably just take the super glue, maybe super glue this at the same time as I super glue that, put that on, sandwich it on, and then I'll be good to go. And then I can trim the rest off later. I gotta get this out of the way. I know I'm gonna end up burning myself. I burned myself here with, I was drilling a hole in the concrete, and the bit, with the hammer drill, and the bit got super hot, and it has one of these little things that you hold on to it really tight. Forget what you call that, a little collar grip. And I was loosening it to change the position and tightening it, and then I forgot to tighten it. And so when I grabbed it by that handle, and I kind of did some kind of weird thing, and it went whoop, and it touched me 3 times before I dropped it on the ground. So there you go. Beware. Tools get hot. What was I doing? Super glue. When I'm working with super glue, I like to make sure I have something down on the table, even though this table is kind of a working table and I've got marks everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and practice good protocol and lay something on the surface so that way I don't make a mess. Now, I'm just going to press this over the top. Got it. That's why we need to take care. And that's it. Got it lined up pretty good. I don't think I have it perfect, but I don't want to put my fingers in there. And then we're just gonna let it dry and see what happens. Yeah, it's gonna take, I bet I could put it in the water, in the tank, and it'll dry faster, right? But, oh no, I got some super glue on me.
I fed my rotifers 3 hours ago, so they're nice and fat and juicy, just like a brine Costco rotisserie chicken. I've got a tiny bit of fresh tank water from the parent tank because we want to make sure that the fry are not shocked. So we want to continue the stability of the fry, which apparently is really important, and I'm not getting it yet. I'm going to go ahead and take out about this many rots, and I'm going to put them through my sieve, which we just made, which is an amazing little nickel sieve. Got another bucket under there. I'm just dumping them through. And look at that. Look at how many we have in there. Wow. Now I have an empty bucket. Turn this upside down. And we're just going to take this little bitty amount of tank water. We're going to slowly swish it around on the sieve. Now the sieve is empty. All the rotifers are in here with that tiny bit of tank water. Now look at the density. Holy buckets. We've got thousands of little rots right there. Then there could be some little baby rots in here. We could dump this back in there, but let's not. Let's put some freshly mixed salt water. Well, not that fresh, it's about a day old. Pour it back in there, and it's kind of like we just did a water change. Although I'm at the bottom of this bucket, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a tiny bit more. And that's all there is to it. Now, we can take these rots and put them into the baby fry tank, and we can just put them in nice and slow and scatter them around and watch those fry get nice and fat and juicy. Case in point, I can get 3 letter-sized sheets of this orange film, transparency, for $3. But the reefing hobby seems to think they can sell you this cheap piece of plastic, and apparently they can because I'm a sucker for it, which has pretty close to the same color, for $14. Let's see if we can tell the difference. Here's the $14 version. We're under blue lights. Sorry, I need to clean the glass there. Let's look at the NEMs. Some of the Monty Digis. We've got some mushrooms down here, some red orangish mushrooms. All right, now let's switch to my 5-cent sheet, maybe. All right, there we go. Let's see what the difference is in the color. I wonder if I can do a side by side. Now this guy does look a lot better under that. I should go grab the other orange. Let's go grab the other orange. Okay, here we go. Matching the same similar color here. No, I still didn't match it, did I? I thought I had matched it. Let's go back to our bubble tip NEM. Fairly close. You can see here though that you can play with different colors of orange. Well, orange in the face. I set out to prove that this hobby is a ripoff, and I have to say this company, I'm not going to say what the name of this company is, but if I flip it over, you probably know. I set out to prove that this is a cheaper, better way to go, but they got the color right, I have to say. Spicy's a little red in the face.
I was wondering why that ball kept getting bigger, and then it hit me.
That's awesome.